Hi everyone and a very warm welcome to In Conversation with Nitin. Before we start our conversation, let me ask you a question. Are you afraid of public speaking? Some of you say yes, some might say no. Consider this. You are to address 10,000 strangers in an auditorium, plus your favorite movie icon, the sports icon of the country, leaders from various aspects of life, and your crush. Okay, alright, top that with more than one of your crush sitting in the front row and you are to address them about the deepest fear of your life. I can sense you breaking into cold sweat. Don't worry, it's a hypothetical situation. No one is going to make you do that. But you can massage your nape. The stress over there is quite contagious. Do you know, this particular situation is an everyday life challenge for a lot of people. Not the 10,000s gathering or the movie star interview or the crush part, but the breaking into cold sweat and the overall stress part. That happens an everyday challenge when you stammer. When you cannot speak with your parent, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your peers, with your teachers. Because you have this deep fear of ridicule and bullying. That happens when you're not perfect. When you're different from rest of the people. I for one was very unaware of this particular predicament before I met our today's guest. He's a fighter by birth, an army man by profession, and he has faced this challenge from his early childhood. We will get to know more about him and his challenges from the man himself. Without further ado, let's welcome Sumit Chauhan. Hi Sumit.
Hello Nitin,
How are you?
I'm good.
Tell us something about yourself.
Yes, sir. I'm a person who stammers, so I've been stammering since my childhood and presently I'm working with Indian Army.
Where were you born?
Basically, I was born in Lansdowne, which is a small city in Uttarakhand.
And your parents live there still.
No, basically we are from Uttarakhand, but right now we are settled in Lucknow.
Tell us something more about your family.
My father was in the army, but he has got retired, and my mother is a homemaker.
So, what is stammering?
Stammering is a failure of articulation of certain words and sounds. These days, everyone likes to be heard. So, imagine a situation where you want to talk to your parents, your friends, and your colleague. You have the right words in your mind, but you can't say the word. The words are not getting out. You are getting blocked. So, that kind of situation, you feel like shame, guilt, you feel like pathetic. So, that's stammering.
So, stammering, is it a physical problem or a problem with the mental things of speaking?
Stammering is not a physical problem, it's not a disease. It's, you can say, a bad habit which has grown up because of the compilation of bad experiences from your childhood. So it's a kind of a psychological mental block. So which keep on growing with your bad experiences. So later on, because of which you grow a huge fear in your mind and you avoid every situation which makes you feel like shame and guilt.
How were your schooling days?
Schooling days were very bad, you can say, because in school children can be very mean, they bully you, they tease you, and you don't have close friends whom you can share your feelings. And you don't want to share your feelings because when you are going to share your feeling, you will again stammer, and the same feeling will come, shame and guilt, into your mind. So yes, schooling was really bad for me.
Did anybody tell you about, or you ever thought about getting into speech therapy in your schooling days?
Yes, as that thing was in my mind, but I never talked to my parents, never told them about how I used to feel, and I need to go to the speech therapist. Mm, because the same thing, when I will talk to them, I will feel the fear of stammering, I will stammer, and the same feelings will come into my mind. So I've never talked about my stammering problem with my parents during my school days.
Was there any particular incident that you, after that, you started to stammer, or it was in your early childhood?
Yes, once my mother told me that when I was very small, so at that time I got very ill. So at that time I was vomiting straight for 2 3 hours. So I was very ill. So I think because of that situation, some shock has hit me, and then I started stammering after that event.
And you never tried speech therapy in your school days?
No, no, I never tried a speech therapy in my school days.
What happened after you completed your schools?
Yes, after I completed my school, so after that I joined a speech therapist.
And you were in college?
Yes, at that time I was doing my BCom.
Your BCom. And then you got enrolled into the Indian Army.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Yeah, basically I was not thinking for going into the army just because of my stammer, because I thought that hmm, it won't be possible for a stammerer to get enrolled into the army. Mm, But at that time, I think I was very lucky be- because at that time I was doing my speech therapy, and I became very well in hiding my stammering problem. I used to change the word, I used to avoid the situation. So when the medical officer took my interview, so I applied same trick, to avoid certain words, to change the words, and to change the pattern, the way you approach the situation. So I changed all that, and I sounded very much fluent on that day. So yeah, that's how I got enrolled.
Tell us something about your training period.
Training period was very tough. I thought I will be really bullied in training. Yeah, that also happened. But in training, we don't get enough time to sleep. So forget about practicing of speech. So that really happened in a positive note, because I don't get enough time to think about my stammering problem or to judge a particular situation, because in training they force you into a situation, you need to complete the task, and then you don't have time to think, you need to move to the next ta- task. So you don't get enough time to think. So that's why I think because of that my stammering got reduced and my speech became better during the training period.
How long was the training period?
Training period was for 2 years.
So you got to meet the recruits in there, and then you got comfortable with them, they got comfortable with you.
Y- Yes, we all were batchmates, and we don't get enough time to interact because we all were busy in training kind of stuff. So we all became very much comfortable with each other.
But after training, you were sent to a new post, a new place, new people, complete strangers, and that creates a lot of problems for anybody. So, tell us something about your experience.
Yes, after the training, I was posted to a new place. So there was a problem for me because new location, all were new location, all were strangers. So, so I was thinking about how I can hide my stammer with these people. So so then I started wording the situation. I started wording the words that made the situation more worse, and my stammering become more severe on my first location.
Okay, so a bad situation gone worse.
Yeah.
But as they say that the darkest hour is just before the dawn. So when situation gets worse, it becomes better just after that. So what happened
Yes.
after that?
Yes, the same situation continued for 2 years, and then after that I was posted to a new location, and then I seriously started looking for the treatment of stammering. Then I came across a video which was of Maguire program. So in that video, Gareth Gate, who was the famous pop star of UK, he was the coach instructor in that video, and he was giving coaching to the new student. So after seeing that video, I thought, yeah, I also need to join that program.
Tell us something more about Maguire program.
Maguire program is an intensive speech therapy program. It is created by stammerers for stammerers. So it is created by Dave Maguire in 1995. So who himself is a stammerer. After creating this program, he got various benefit from this program. So he thought that it's better, just need to expand this program to the different parts of the world.
How do they conduct the course?
It's basically a 4 days program. So it takes the holistic approach to the stammering. They don't see stammering as a speech problem, but they see stammering is a problem which deals with the psychological pressure and interacting with people with different backgrounds, and so it doesn't see the stammering just an speech problem. So they don't go for fluency, they go for articulate eloquence. So it's much higher goal than just going for fluency, because if you are a articulate eloquent speaker, that means you are a good speaker, you can face any kind of situation with full confidence. But if you are a fluent speaker, you will be fluent, but you will get nervous on stressful situation, on interviews and other kind of situations. So fluency will definitely come as a byproduct, but the main goal is articulate eloquence.
Articulate eloquence.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are the techniques that they teach you?
They teach various kind of techniques. Some are physical techniques and some are psychological techniques, and they teach new way of breathing, which is called coastal breathing. We breathe from our diaphragm, and opera singers also use same kind of technique of breathing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
So yes, so first they teach coastal breathing, then after that they teach us some techniques which are physical techniques like block release, hit and hold, and deep and breathy tones, and then after that they go towards the psychological part of the stammering.
Okay. So there are some physical exercises that are taught you so that you can encounter whenever you are going to be in that situation of stammering, you can encounter it with that.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So what is hit and block?
So it is a hit and hold. So hit and hold is when you hit the first sound and hold for a second and then you say the word. So like I have to say Sumit. So Sumit, like that. So you hit the S sound, you hold for a minute, you drag it, and then you say the word. So when you hit the sound, you need to hit the hard. You need to hit the sound hard just to counteract that tendency of holding back, because stammering is the art of holding back. So you will feel like you are holding back. You will feel like you are afraid in going to a situation. But when you start assertively, when you hit the first sound assertively, you telling yourself that yeah, I need to start assertively just to kill that fear of stammering who is keeping you holding back.
Okay. And what do you do? Do you do any kind of public demonstrations?
Yes, definitely in Maguire program itself, we have two contact session. First, a senior grads go with a new grad. Senior grads show him that how we talk to strangers by using our technique, and then he shows him how we tell strangers that we are the person who are working on our speech. So new student will observe him, and on the second session new student will go, and if he have certain problems he can talk to the graduate who is with him.
In contact sessions?
Yeah.
What it actually is? I mean, how many people do you contact?
So in the Maguire program, they tell us to do at least 100 contacts. So in the contact session, we go out and we became deliberately disfluent
Okay.
to the strangers, just to enforce habit that we are the person who are working on our speech, so it's okay to stammer. So we stammer deliberately, but in a controlled way.
Okay.
Yeah, so the contact session is the psychological part of the Maguire program. So where you tell yourself, yeah, it's okay to stammer, because when you deliberately disfluent in front of the strangers, and trust me, 95% of the time people are very helpful, very supportive. So stammerer gets this positive feedback from the stranger, and his mindset gets totally changed.
How many contacts have you done so far?
So far I don't know, but it may be around 3000.
3,000 contacts.
Yeah.
That's a great number.
Mhm.
So anything else do they teach you about public gatherings or public places where you can go and talk to people?
Yes, they have a special session for Toastmasters. So in that session, they call Toastmaster people, and they conduct a small table topic session in which a new student and old student can take part, and they give suggestion to new student that they should go to the Toastmaster after the program, and they should be a permanent member of the Toastmaster, because it's a great way to expand your comfort zone.
So did you join Toastmasters Club?
Yes, I recently joined Toastmasters Club Lucknow, and every Sunday I go there and I attend table topics.
Session in there.
Yeah,
What happens in table topic session?
in table topic session, it's an impromptu session where they give you a topic and you need to speak on that topic for continuously for 2 minutes.
Okay. So how has it helped you?
Yeah, one thing I want to say that Maguire program has provided me the right weapons to fight my war against stammering, but Toastmasters has given me the right atmosphere to win that war.
Very aptly put. On that note, I would like to know about people who have been very instrumental in your journey so far.
Yeah, there are lot many people. So I will start with the Dave Maguire. Thanking him for making this wonderful course, and thank you Regional Director Maguire India Group, Kaushik Valluri, for giving me this opportunity, and thanking all the coaches who has traveled from UK to India just to help Indian stammerers, and yeah, talking about Toastmaster group in Lucknow, the atmosphere is very supportive over there. They all are very helpful, and all are very helpful. But I would like to name few friends. Those are Shaswat, Shakshi, and Ashwin. They all are very helpful, and they have provided me the, you can say, atmosphere where I can win the war.
Thank you so much, Sumit, for agreeing to talk with us. With your conversation, there will be a lot of people who will get inspired to fight their own insecurities, and whatever problems life throws at you, you have to take it as a challenge. Learn about the resources that will help you in winning this challenge, fight with it, and then give it away like Sumit is giving it to you. One thing that I would like to add here is that whenever this happens to anybody, that he is getting bullied or ridiculed for his insecurities or for her insecurities because they are not perfect, what do you do? Just because you are a gentleman or a lady, you don't speak up because you don't want to fight. From next time onwards, speak up. Let them speak up. Keep talking, make the world more beautiful and a better place to live. If you want anybody to interview with us, you can leave their names in the comment section below. If you loved us, like us and subscribe. In Conversation with Nitin, we will meet again with some other everyday hero. This time, this is it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Nitin.